Ho ho ho! Welcome to Cooking with the Twins. This is my twin brother Stan and I'm Ollie. We are from India, way down south, city called Chennai. As Christmas is around the corner, it's a perfect time to start making all our favorite Christmas sweets. In our family, it's a tradition to make sweets at home and it brings back childhood memories. Today's sweet is made with
Cashew nuts
and
semolina.
or suji as we call it over here in India. Stan, tell the viewers the name of the sweet, man.
Yes. Today we bring to you Rulang Sweet.
Rulang Sweets, yeah.
As this is my wife's specialty, she will be taking you through the cooking process. Over to you, Dimple. Yum.
Hi everyone, this is Dimple here, and as my husband Stan has already told you, I'm going to show you how we make Rulang Sweet. It's one of our favorite Christmas sweets that we all love to eat. I have here the ingredients that we will need for the Rulang Sweet, so let me take you through that. So we'll need 1 cup of grated coconut. Check the link in the description on how we grate coconut at home. 2 cups of semolina or suji as it's called here in India, and 3 cups of sugar. Now if you don't have the measuring cups at home, it's okay. Just keep in mind that whichever cup you're using for the coconut, the ratio is 1 cup of coconut, 2 cups of suji and 3 cups of sugar. So half a cup of raw and unsalted cashew nuts, 4 green cardamoms that I have crushed roughly, and this is going to add a lovely flavor to that Rulang Sweet. And this is dalda. It's actually just hydrogenated vegetable oil. It's a substitute for cow ghee. Now we don't use cow ghee in our sweet as it's going to become too rich to have. This dalda is equivalent to margarine. So if you're not able to get dalda, you can always use margarine in your Rulang Sweet. And remember that measuring cup I showed you? Use it to measure out just half a cup of water, and that's it for the ingredients. Okay, now that we have all our ingredients ready, let's start with the prep work. For that, we need to turn on the stove and make sure that the pan is completely dry because we need to dry roast these cashew nuts. Put them in a pan and just keep tossing them about and make sure you dry roast them, not even adding a drop of oil. Keep tossing them continuously as we don't want them to get burnt. The cashews need to turn toasty without changing color as we don't want brown bits of cashew nuts in our white Rulang Sweet. Mild brown spots are fine, but not more than this. Okay, it looks nice and toasty. Let's turn off the heat and place them in a dish to cool down, cause we need to chop them up into tiny delicious bits later on. Now while these are cooling, let's move on to the next step, which is broiling the coconut and the suji. Okay, let's turn on the stove. And as you can see, I have a big pan over here. Let it heat up a bit. And now for this step, we need to toast just the coconut and the semolina or suji. Keep the stove on high heat at this point. We just need to dry roast this till all the moisture leaves the coconut, because we don't need even a little bit of moisture in this sweet. This might take a while, so just have some patience. But patience always pays off in the end. And when you taste the sweet, you will not even think of all the effort you put into making it. It's that good. Now I've learned to make this sweet from my mom, and she learned it from her. Guess who? Not from her mom, but from her dad. And he in turn learned it from his dad. That is my great-grandfather, Mr. Peter Lewis. I'm sure he would have learned it from someone in his family and so on. But let's not get into all that family history over here. So it's just safe to say that this Rulang Sweet has been passed down through the generations. And this brings back so many childhood memories for me, because I watched my grandfather make it, I watched my mom make it, and now I'm continuing with that. Hope my kids continue with this. Let's hope my mom gives it a thumbs up when she tastes this. It's still not dry enough, so just keep tossing it about. It does not need to turn brown, just till all the moisture dries up. Yes, the suji and coconut has been nicely roasting for a while, and as you can see, it's free of moisture and it's leaving the spoon and flowing freely, and this is how it should be. So let's turn off the stove and empty this into a shallow plate or dish to cool. Just spread it out to cool down. And now while the suji is cooling, let's get back to our cashew nuts. Yes, can you hear the sound of these cashew nuts? They are nice and crunchy. That's because of the roasting. So now we just need to chop these up into tiny bits. Just chop them roughly. They don't have to be equal in size. A few pieces might bounce around a bit. That's okay. You can pop a few pieces in your mouth also if you like. If you're like me and you can't resist roasted cashew nuts. Just make sure they are all chopped up into tiny pieces. You don't want them too chunky. Now all the prep has been done. The cashew nuts have been roasted and chopped. The suji and coconut has been roasted and cooled. Let me tell you right here that the most important thing is to have all your ingredients ready and lined up near you. Because once that sugar starts melting, everything is going to happen so fast. Make sure you have a tray ready with butter paper on it. And if you don't have butter paper, no worries. You can just grease it with any vegetable oil or dalda or margarine. And also make sure you grease the knife and keep it ready, because once the sweet starts thickening and you take it off the stove, you will just not have time to do anything. We are greasing the knife so that when we cut into the Rulang Sweet, it does not stick to the knife. So yes, I have everything ready. You also need to have a helper nearby, as this is a two-person job here on. I have my husband Stan here standing by to help me. Oh, and don't forget to have your handy kitchen towels or mittens ready to hold on to the pan. Okay, let's turn on the stove and wait for the pan to heat up. Yes, let's add in the sugar and half a cup of water. Now you don't need to caramelize the sugar. You just need to melt it a bit, because once you caramelize it, it's going to change the whole taste of the sweet and you will get a toffee-like texture. But we are looking for a more crumbly texture for our Rulang Sweet. As you can see, the sugar has not caramelized but melted and turned watery, and it has a nice stringy consistency. At this point, we need to add in the cardamoms. Stan, can you pass me the cashew nuts? Fast, 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 fast!
Yeah.
You need to be real quick, as we don't want the sugar to crystallize. Next goes in the semolina or suji. Stan, can you just add it to the pan little by little?
Sure.
And this is why I said you need an extra pair of hands, as you need to keep stirring continuously and make sure you hold on to your pan so it does not wobble or keep dancing around on the stove. Now it's starting to thicken up immediately. So Stan, can you add the dalda men?
Yep.
Just 2 teaspoons at a time. This is just to loosen up the mixture and it will help it not to stick to the pan. Lower the heat at this point. Just wait a minute, Stan. I'll stir this a little more. I'll tell you if I need more dalda. It's looking a bit dry. So babe, can you just add in a teaspoon more? Keep stirring all the time. Yes, the suji is getting cooked. And Stan, can you add in another 2 teaspoons of dalda, please? And this is just to loosen the sweet a bit and also to give a nice glossy look to it. Remember to always keep stirring continuously, because if you stop even for a few seconds, it will stick to the pan. And this is done. Now Stan, can you help me to empty this onto the tray with the butter paper on it? Okay. That's enough for one tray. So Stan, you can carry on and empty the rest of the sweet onto another tray now. So while Stan's doing that, let's spread this out real quick, because as you can see, it solidifies very fast. Spread it out evenly. Keep moving the tray around so that it spreads evenly. Then while it's still warm, start cutting into it, because once it cools and then you try to cut it, it's definitely going to start crumbling. Just cut it into straight lines and then turn the tray around and cut it once again to roughly get diamond shapes. but at the end of the day, shapes don't matter. Yes, it's all cut into cute little diamond pieces, and I'm just waiting for it to cool down so that I can remove it from the tray and store it into an airtight container. Yes, it's cooled down. Just try removing a corner piece, and if it comes out easily, that means it's cooled and ready to store. Just fold the paper, like crumble it towards the center like this, and it should come off easily. If you store it in an airtight container, it should last you at least for a month. You can pop a few pieces in your mouth. I'm sure you will not be able to resist it. And if you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe to our channel for more delicious Christmas sweets coming your way.